Ladies and gentlemen, we've got high school playoff football right here at Strider Field in Jamestown, New York. Jamestown for the second straight year finishing with an 8-0 undefeated regular season record. They are here in the Section 6 Class A finals taking on the Lockport Lions, who finished 4-4 on the season, and it's a chilly one here at Strider Field tonight, but we are here and we're happy to be here. Norm Rodriguez here on the call once again as throughout the season, and tonight I'm here with John Simon. So, John, first game we're doing together. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, Norm. You know, long trip for me from Amherst down to Jamestown, but it's an exciting night. First Friday night of the 2021 Section 6 playoffs, and you know what, Norm? I talked about this last night at Lancaster, but it's great for the regular high school football playoffs to be back. It's been 2 years since teams have been in the postseason working to get to the home of the Buffalo Bills in Highmark Stadium. And tonight, that road starts for both Jamestown and Lockport. And I think we got a big matchup here tonight in front of us at Strider Field, one of the best locations, maybe the best, depending on who you talk to, in all of Western New York for high school football.
Beautiful football field, that is for sure, but if I can describe in 2 words what Lockport needs to do to try and get a shot to win this game, they need to stop pretty much one guy, the workhorse throughout the season, Jalen Butera. 27 total touchdowns he scored this year, more than 1,500 yards from scrimmage. He has been carrying the load and then some for them throughout the year for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, we've seen him run roughshod all over Section 6 for pretty much the last 2 seasons, but even more so this year. Probably the favorite to win the Connolly Cup this year in Section 6 and Western New York. Got to include the Monsignor Martin schools. But that's the key for Lockport, like you said, Norm, to shut down that Jamestown running game, force Trey Drake to throw it. The weather, the elements might play a bit of an effect tonight. So forcing the veteran QB to throw might be the Lions' best strategy in this one. And on the other side, I think for Jamestown, you're pretty familiar with them. For the Red Raiders, I think it's stick to what's been working so far this year.
Yes, if it's not broke, do not try to fix it. And speaking of that, Lockport, they're a team that loves to pass the ball. Their starting quarterback, Jason Green, he's thrown for nearly 2,000 yards this season. He's got 21 touchdown passes to 10 interceptions, and those kinds of numbers in high school football, very rare with teams that like to run the ball.
And as much as they like to air the ball out and score, I think the key for them tonight, Norm, is keep your offense on the field, hold the ball as much as you can, keep Butera and Trey Drake on that Jamestown sideline. So if you're the Lockport offense tonight, I think scoring points obviously is a key, but keeping the Jamestown offense off the field might be even bigger.
Well, there's also another advantage, too, for Lockport should that occur because Butera also starts on defense.
Yes, sir.
He does play linebacker as well. He's just as good on the defensive side as he is on the offensive. He also has a couple of interceptions as well. So if you wear him out defensively and then you set him on the field to run on offense, you could be doing something right, but you just got to help yourself and come up with a way to stop the run game, keep it neutralized.
Yeah, absolutely. And this Lockport team, you know what, Norm, it's tough for them because you talked about Jamestown's season, another undefeated campaign so far, looking to finish off undefeated. Last year, they obviously were upset in the sectional final against South Park. That spoiled their undefeated season. But tonight, they're facing a team that's had an up-and-down road so far in Lockport. I mean, they started the season 0-2. Then they ripped off 3 straight wins, blew out Sweet Home, a fellow playoff team, 42-0. But then they ended the season on a little bit of a low. I mean, they went 1-2 in their last 3 games. They beat Ken Maurice, who's a non-playoff team, but they lost to South Park in the regular season finale. Sparks, yes, defending sectional champions, but they're not in the playoffs this year. So I'm looking to see how Lockport starts out tonight because they ended the season on kind of a low note, and they're really going to need to be up tonight as they're facing arguably the favorites in all of Class A.
Yeah, and speaking of that, if you're on the Jamestown side, got to take this game seriously, even if it's a 4-4 ball team, because they love to be the underdog. You never want to underestimate it because they'll surprise you. But right now we're about to have the national anthem, so we will let that be in play. And viewers, we will see you on the other side. Once again, that was the national anthem. And before the coin toss, we got the officials here for tonight's game. The head referee is going to be Al Fazer, the umpire Pat Shepard, line judge Jeff Murphy, the head linesman Gary Johnson, and the back judge Brandon Musso, as we're about to see the coin toss here. And during the season at Strider, the team that wins the coin toss, which is pretty strange these days because most teams like to defer for the second half. We've seen bold statements by the opposing teams wanting the ball first, trying to start it up with the lead before facing Butera, taking the handoffs on the opposite end. But more often than not, it has not worked.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough to do that. You can take the first possession if you want, but no matter when this Jamestown offense hits the field, they're obviously going to be dangerous. But I like that strategy, Norm. If Lockport does win the toss, I think it is a good idea to keep that Jamestown offense on the sideline to start. Get your offense out there. Try and build some momentum early. And if you're lucky, you know, people don't talk about the Jamestown offense a lot. Don't talk enough about the Red Raider defense. If you're Lockport and you get the ball to start this game out, maybe you get lucky and you knock this defense of Jamestown back on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, and another thing that would not hurt for them to do is also kill some clock a little bit as well when that right time comes, because Jamestown, they're like the K-gun of the 1990s with the Bills at times. They get to the end zone real fast and at quick rates.
Yep.
Even if there's a minute and change left, they have a chance to extend the lead or take the lead before a halftime. They're going to go for it, and it's been successful before. But here comes the respective captains for both teams for the coin toss.
Yeah, Jamestown sending 7 guys out there. And I don't know if that's typical, Norm. You see these guys almost every week, but they are celebrating senior night tonight at Strider Field. They are honoring the 16, 17 seniors before the game here at Jamestown. So could be their last game at Strider Field, although if they win tonight, they do have one next week. But it'll be a tough one against Lockport. As we said, this Lions team 4-4, but they're in the postseason. You throw regular season records out the window once you get to this time of year.
You're 0-0 when it starts. The accolades and everything does not mean nothing.
Right.
But just waiting for this coin toss to occur. Just the suspense of it.
Yeah, it is a long one. And just thinking, looking outside right now is a rainy drive coming down from Amherst today. And I know Lockport came from the North Towns as well, but doesn't seem to be too bad right now. We were thinking that the elements could play a big effect into tonight's game, but right now it seems to be pretty decent weather for football. A little bit of wind, but right now it is relatively dry, I think.
Yeah, I did see an indication. It looks like Jamestown either won the toss and elected to receive, or Lockport chose to defer. We're going to see this right now. So Jamestown has won the toss, and they want the ball first. So get Butera going right off the bat. And when you're a team like Jamestown, that is a good decision. Langworthy's done an excellent job during his tenure here as head coach for the Red Raiders, and we're going to see the offense on there first.
Yeah, establish dominance early, get your run game going, and like I said, the same thing for the Lockport offense that they could do at Jamestown. If you're the Jamestown offense right now, go out there and punch the Lions in the mouth right away. Set the tone early. You're at home. You're the favored team. And, you know, I'll say it too. They got the big target on their back, Norm, in these sectional playoffs. They made it to the finals last year. They hosted South Park right here at Strider. Yes, they lost, but with no South Park in the playoffs this year and with Jamestown coming into this 8-0, they're the favorites to win. I think everyone in Class A is licking their chops to get a piece of the Red Raiders.
Well, Lockport's going to get the first one here tonight. And, again, despite 4-4 records, sometimes they're deceiving. Records can be deceiving, as we're about to see the kickoff here, and the kicker's going to be Lucas Berry, number 18, about to go toe to the leather, and Butera and Sincere Green are going to be the two deep men on the kickoffs. And if they're smart, either kick it to Green or just squib it.
Yeah.
Keep it out of Butera's hands, and you should be fine. But away we go. We're underway at Strider Field, and this one is a knuckler down the center of the field. Oh, it hits Green's legs, picks up at around the 6-yard line, finds a gap to the 15. Looking for some blockers to the 25 to the 30, and he almost broke it. Got tripped up by the kickoff coverage of Lockport, but still excellent field position to start the game for Jamestown.
Yeah, and Lockport's special team coverage lucky that they were able to trip him up there, because he might have taken that past the 50 or even further, but still great starting spot for Jamestown's offense here on their first series.
And we'll have a 1st and 10 here for Jamestown at the 34-yard line. So good field position to start it off. And Jamestown, in between plays, are a team that likes to do a little bit of a semi-hurry-up, not necessarily a no-huddle, but Drake has a quick conference with Langworthy from field to sideline, gets the play that they want, and then they talk and get it ready. But here we go, 1st and 10, 34-yard line. And Drake going to go in a 2-back set. Getting ready to take a shotgun snap, and here's the inside give to Butera. Butera crosses the 40, and he'll be brought down at around the 42, 43-yard line. So first run, good start for Butera.
Yeah, picked up about 7-8 yards on that, and that's just going to be the key for Lockport is to try and limit those carries. You know he's going to get them. You're just going to try to have to do your best to contain him. Gang tackle, too. Butera, not the biggest guy, but definitely hard to bring down if you're a lone defender.
So gain of 8 on the run, 2nd down and 2, and here comes Jamestown in that pistol formation. It's going to be a give to Ben Anderson this time, and he'll get tripped up around midfield, more than enough for a first down for Jamestown. So 2 plays, nearly 20 yards covered.
Yeah, quickly moving the sticks, getting into Lockport territory. Great start to the Jamestown drive.
Again, Jamestown in that semi-hurry up. They're going to stick with the 2-back set. Drake preparing to take a shotgun snap as O'Brien is set in motion. Here's the snap, and here's another inside give to Butera, and he finds a big gap to the 35, breaks a couple tackles to the 30, spins away from some defenders, gets a block, gets to the 25, playing a little Pac-Man there to the 15, and down at around the 12-yard line. Looking like a pinball wizard out there, escaping the tackles and not only getting a first down, not only getting deeper into Lockport territory, but also hitting that red zone.
I mean, this guy's got dozens upon dozens of highlight reel runs on his tape, but that one you got to add to the list, Norm. The amount of yards that he had after contact there is so impressive, and that can be a deflating run for this Lockport defense already here in the early going.
Even so, it's not how you start, it's how you finish a drive that counts. It'll be a first down 10 to 18-yard line. O'Brien set in motion. And here's a snap, and here's another give to Butera. Finds a bit of a gap to the 10. He's the 5, and he will fox trot into the end zone for a touchdown. And only 4 plays. Butera gets his first touchdown of the night. 6-0 in favor of Jamestown, and they only burn 1 minute and 34 seconds of clock.
Yeah, that's about as good of an opening drive as you can get from your offense, and you go to your calling card, Jalen Butera. He leads the way down, and like you said, it's all about the finish of the opening drive, and they capped this one with 6 points, looking to make it 7 here.
And Profiter's going to kick the PAT, and Drake will stay out as the holder. Lockport Lions indicating the rush on the PAT. Here's the kick. It's on the way, and that one's going through right down the dead center of Broadway. 7-0 to score, and we're about to see Lockport's first offensive series of the game, and what you need to think about if you're on that side is how to counteract from giving up that first touchdown.
Yeah, we'll see what their offense can do here. Got to respond quick. But like you said, Norm, don't change your strategy. Don't go out there and go gunning for the end zone right away. Send your guys out there, get your offense established, have a nice opening drive, and see if you can start to notice some things in this Jamestown defense early. See what kind of reads they give you or what kind of looks they send your way, and maybe you pick up on stuff that you can find a way to beat later on.
Yeah, and they're a team that also puts up points on the board in spite of some minor bumps on the road, like you said prior to the start of the game. They had a few games where they scored more than 40 points, so they are just as capable of putting up points as Jamestown is. But the thing is, they need to counteract right here as Caleb Bain will kick it off for the Red Raiders.
Just 2 weeks ago, Lockport put up 56 against Kenmore East. I know the Bulldogs, not a playoff team, but still.
And here comes the kickoff, a shallow on field. Oh, mishandled inside the 20. And it's still loose, I believe, and still a big scrum over there. And it looks like it was recovered by Lockport as there was a forward return, so that could have been a lot worse for Lockport. Didn't get, okay, it was number 10 on the return. Almost didn't see the number there due to the scrum, but it was Takai West on the return. But mishandled the ball, but very fortunate to pick it up and get some positive yardage on that return. That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and that kick was going into the wind. I'm just looking at the flag right now. Wind coming in pretty strong. So maybe it just kind of, he was able to not track it as well through the air. And ball might be a little wet too still. We said it's not raining right now, but it rained throughout most of pregame. Might have played effect in there.
And I do believe rain could be coming back during part of the game as well. But we'll just have to wait and see as Lockport Lions here in a pistol formation. And here's Green's first snap of the game, and it's going to be a handoff. And that carry is number 27, Jaheim Clayton. And looked like he didn't get much on the run. There was a few defenders that got there for Jamestown. Looked like one of them was Sincere Green.
And that'll just be a gain of 1. Great job by the Jamestown defense there to keep that run to a minimum.
And the Lions get the play, and they'll break the huddle. Lockport in their white and blue uniforms with the yellow helmets and logo kind of obviously like the Detroit Lions, and Jamestown in their Christmas in October uniforms. Oh, and the defender jumped offside. And that's going to be number 17, Jarrell Farmer, who's had a strong season as an edge rusher for Jamestown. He's coming in with at least 3-4 sacks in the season, which is good for second on the team.
And you'll certainly take that if you're the Lockport offense. Not the most honorable way to pick up yards, I guess, if you want to put it that way, Norm, but they will take anything they can get tonight against Jamestown.
Take what you can get as long as it's a positive.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going to cut it down to a 2nd down and 4 for the Lockport Lions, and they're going to go in a twin stack, 2 receivers on both sides. And here's a snap, and it's going to be a screen pass, and that is complete and finding some space. The 40, 45 to midfield, and that's where he'll get stopped, and that will be enough for a first down for Lockport. So screen executed very well. The blocking was ready, and fouled the yellow brick road of blockers, picked up a first down.
Yeah, and Lockport doing a nice job mixing in, the run and the pass here on this opening drive. Want to keep the Jamestown defense on its toes, not be too predictable, and they're into Red Raiders territory pretty quick here.
Yeah, and mixing it up is always vital. You don't want to run the same thing over and over again, because then if you're caught and finally exposed and you have nothing else to use, that could be trouble. But again, they're going to run a 2-wide twin stack on both sides. Green in the shotgun looking to counteract the touchdown scored by Butera to start the game. Takes a snap at the shotgun formation, looks to throw, throws out center field, incomplete. That was intended for Matthew Schaffert.
And I like that look there from Lockport. Don't see too many teams run that double stack formation, but he had his guy Grimble wide open, or Schaffert, the guy who was the intended receiver, and he could have gone for a decent amount of yards if he comes up with that catch, but ball just a little behind him, and again, might be because it's a little wet.
Sometimes a slick ball does impact the catch. What's going to be a 2nd down 10, and they're going to have a trip stack as a motion man is on the way, and that is, it's going to be a quarterback keeper here by Green. Gets past midfield, and that's it. Brought down by a gang of tacklers, and motion man, that was a Kai Tran, but he'll be lucky if he at least got a yard on that play.
Yeah, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long for Lockport here. Drive starting to seemingly stall out right around midfield. And they're in 4-down territory too, I think, Nora. I mean, if they could, they don't necessarily have to pick up the first here, but if they could cut it to like 4th and 4, maybe even 4th and 5, get around the Jamestown 40, then you're looking at a chance to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, and also Lockport needs to be on the lookout for 2 guys that have been successful getting the quarterback. Jarrell Farmer, who's got 7 sacks in the season, and Ben Anderson, who's got 6. So a bit of a 1-2 punch on the pass rushers. They're indicating a blitz. Green looks to throw. And almost intercepted. If that ball's not slick like you've been mentioning, John, Darius Freeney who comes up with an interception, but very fortunate that it was not.
And you mentioned, though, Jamestown showing blitz on that play, Norman. The pressure came quick. I got to commend Green for getting the ball out as quick as he did, because you saw that one rusher coming right through the middle of that Lockport line. Nice job getting the pass off, just unfortunately couldn't connect, and now 4th and long coming up. We'll see what the Lions elect to go with here.
It looks like they're going to go for it here. Green is out there on the field, and sometimes you need to take risks against teams like Jamestown, and even to get a win sometimes, risk-taking is mandatory.
And this is the playoffs, too. No time to just kind of pussyfoot around and see what works, what doesn't. They got to go for whatever will help them win right away.
4th and 12 to 48. Here's the blitz. Here's the throw. Picked off. This time it's intercepted, and that's guess who? Mr. Johnny on the spot, Jalen Butera once again.
Yeah, you said it. Makes a lot of plays on offense as running back. Makes more plays on the defensive side at linebacker as well. That one, it doesn't come much easier. Perfectly thrown ball right to the defender, and Butera gets the interception and gets the ball back for his offense.
And who knows, maybe he'll get the carry to start this drive, and with the excitement of the interception, break off another big run. He's broken off several of them this year.
I was going to say, very well could be. That's a nice thing in high school football. You can play on both sides, and you can create the turnover and get yourself, as the running back, the ball back on offense.
Little Iron Man action.
Yeah, not too bad. And nice 7-0 lead. About midway through the first quarter here, Jamestown back with the ball.
And speaking of that, they're going to go in a two-back set, and Drake will remain shotgun. They hardly ever go under center as Drake takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Butera, looking. And he's going to take out of the pocket and run, and he gets brought down. But the way Drake was holding that ball as he was running, very fortunate he did not fumble because he carried that like a loaf of bread or an antique vase.
Yeah, two things on that play, Norm, that you recognize just the veteran sense that Drake has. One, the willingness or the alertness, really, to break off and run with the ball right when he sees that there isn't a pass available. And then two, to kind of protect that ball just enough to make sure that he doesn't lose it when getting brought down.
Number one rule of thumb is when you go down, two hands.
Yeah.
But a 2-yard gain on the run. Second down and 8 for Jamestown at their own 35. And they're going to go in a 3-wide set. And here's a snap. And this time it's going to be a give to Butera. And Butera will cross the 40. And that's where he's going to get stopped. One of the guys there, the main guy to get him down for Lockport, from my view, was Anthony Molinaro, number 52.
And, by Butera's standards, Norm, that's by no means a great run. But in regular terms, that's a fantastic run. Looks like he's going to get swallowed up right at the line, bursts through a couple of Lockport defenders, and ends up making it now a third and very manageable for the Jamestown offense.
That was a gain of 5, actually, also by Butera. And not every run's going to be a big one.
Right.
And you got to take what you could get, turn something out of nothing, and that's what Butera did. But third down and 3 here for Jamestown. And once again, they're going to go in a two-back set. The backs are Anderson and Butera. A stack formation on one side, and it's another give to Butera. He crossed the 45, gets to midfield. Oh, no, excuse me, this is Ben Anderson on the carry, and he is gone. Goodbye. Touchdown, Ben Anderson, who has been big the last couple weeks at running back when Butera needed rest for the playoffs. Huge run right there, 59 yards, and that's what you call making the most of your carries when you don't get them nowhere near as much as Jalen Butera.
Yeah, and you talked about it. It looked like Butera on the run at first. The way that Anderson broke through the line there and was able to just get that burst of speed and break it off. But, just a great thing to always have depth on your team, to have more guys that can perform like that behind Butera. And there you see how dangerous Jamestown can be, even without their star back. Another 6 points on the board. Anderson
also strong on the defensive side, like we mentioned in Lockport's opening series. Here's the extra point, and another beautiful kick. That one's good. So 14-0, 5:52 left in the first quarter, and right now, Jamestown's just rolling on the river.
Yeah, no, offense clicking on all cylinders, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. The run game has certainly been established. We talked about it off air before the game started, Norm, just talking about, how much is Drake going to need to throw the ball tonight. And right now it doesn't look like it's going to be too hard for him. But perfect start for this Jamestown offense. And, the key is to make sure you don't take your foot off the gas, because I don't think that this team has many bad habits, if any bad habits, but you don't want to take your foot off the gas, especially in the postseason.
Oh, no. And that was something they had a little trouble with earlier in the season. One of their games against, I believe it was Williamsville North, the 42-37 victory they had in week 2. Jamestown was up in that game 1 point, 32-6, and they nearly let it get away from them, but a game-sealing interception got them that victory. So they are known for having a couple of nail-biters, but the last 2 games have been easy victories for them.
Yeah, and they could face, potentially, that same Williamsville South team next week. If Jamestown gets through Lockport tonight and Williamsville South defeats Kenmore West tomorrow, they could see the Billies in that next matchup.
Well, here's a squib kick that was touched by a returner, and looks like the Lions got on it, and even if it didn't touch them, this isn't a punt. When the kick goes 10 yards on the kickoff, that ball's live.
Yeah, so Lockport avoiding a catastrophe there a little bit. You would hate to give Jamestown the ball basically at your 30 with already a 2-score lead. And we've seen some errors like that this season. Sometimes teams just kind of freeze up on kickoffs or have brain farts and end up losing the possession. But Lockport lucky to hang on to it here. Offense needs to find some rhythm as we have reached the second half of this first quarter.
And even with a 14-0 deficit, it's only the first quarter. Way too early to panic if you're playing for the Lions right here, right now. They got another chance to at least cut this back down to a 1-possession game, and they break the huddle, and it'll be first down and 10 at the 32. So, again, decent field position for them to start as Lockport's going to go empty backfield, 4 wides, and here's the motion man. Here's the give on the handoff, and he wants to try to throw a pass. That one pop fly in the air, center field, picked off. Intercepted by guess who? Jalen Butera, second pick of the game, knocked out of bounds at around the 21. The pass was attempted by Matthew Schaffer, and he got hit as he threw it. It was a wobbly ball, a flutter duck. Elmer Fudd would have had a better shot pointing the gun at Daffy Duck for his hunt, going wabbit and duck hunting, but Butera makes a catch and takes it near the red zone. They have a chance now for 20 points in the first.
Yeah, I mean, what a return after the interception by Butera, his second already tonight. And, I mean, I don't hate that call. I got to be honest, Norm, like Lockport trying to catch Jamestown sleeping, trying to get their offense to find a spark a little bit, but at the same time, you just can't make mistakes against this Jamestown defense. And already down 2 scores, you have such a big risk for another mistake there, and the mistake's made. And now, as you just said, set up Jamestown with another chance to score just outside the red zone.
And there was 2 things I felt that Sheffer could have done. One, he could have just taken the tackle, lost a yardage, second down. Or, if he had a little running room, try to run forward and get a couple yards. Keep it yourself. You'd be better off doing that than throwing an interception. But right now, trips right, one receiver to the left. Here's the snap. And Drake wants to throw, but here comes the rush. Fumble on the play. And let's see who got the ball. There is a bit of a scrum. Drake got rushed on it on his first pass attempt of the game. We'll see who has it.
And they didn't rule it for Lockport, so I assume it's going to stay with Jamestown here.
So the sack on the play was by Logan Went. So first pass play of the game, and Lockport, they get some success. They get the sack, and now you got to build off that.
Yeah, tough break there for Drake, but luckily Red Raiders able to keep possession. And Lockport's defense now, Norm, just has to kind of build off that. That's the first positive play they've had so far tonight.
And we got 4:50 left in the first quarter, so more than half past it. Second down 16. That was a 6-yard sack on that play by Went. And they're going to go 4 wides, and Butera the only back in the backfield. Here's a snap, and here comes a pass in the flats. That one's complete to Colin Melendez, and he'll get tackled down right away and tackled by Takai West.
So nice job there by Jamestown, cutting down the distance of yards they need to get to the first. Makes this third down much more manageable. Going to be about 3rd and 7 after that pickup.
So Melendez with the reception. They cut the yardage in half. So it's going to be a 3rd and 7, a 9-yard pass completion. So this is definitely 3rd and manageable. And if you're Jamestown, I believe that Lockport is anticipating to give to Butera. It wouldn't hurt here to try a play-action fake, roll it out, and try to find a receiver. But Lockport is showing the blitz. Here's the snap. And this is a give to Butera. And he finds a gap, and he will get in easily for his second touchdown in the game. 20 first quarter points for the Red Raiders. 20-0. They are now ahead. 3:49 left in the first quarter. And right now, Jamestown just rolling, and they don't need the rawhide.
Yeah, and Butera, just again, yards after contact. I mentioned he's not the biggest runner, but he's so strong and so quick, it's just so tough to bring him down. And he bounces off a couple defenders there, basically walks past the goal line with ease.
Here's the snap. It was a high snap, but Profiter does get it through. And first quarter, Jamestown hits the blackjack, 21-0. 3:49 left in the first quarter, and I don't know what is going on, but so far Lockport's just struggling.
Yeah, and you know what, Norm? That's one of the storylines that I thought about going into this game. Is we talked about how up and down this year has been for Lockport. They're a 500 team, lost 2 of their last 3 games in the regular season, and now they go on the road facing arguably the best team in all of Class A in Section 6 in their first-round playoff matchup. The deck is stacked up against them. It's, you know, just a tough position to be in if you're them, but there's still plenty of time left. 3:49 left in the first, 3 more quarters to play after this, and it's the playoffs. You're not going anywhere. There's not, we're not going to end the game early. If you're Lockport, you got to stay out on that field and just see if you can get something going.
Yeah, and it's still young. 21 points is, though it's big, it's not necessarily an insurmountable deficit.
Right, and I think the other thing is Lockport hasn't seen a team like Jamestown this year. The A North Division, in most people's eyes that follow Section 6 high school football, wasn't as strong as the A South this year. I mean, you had Jamestown, you had Frontier, you had Will South and Hamburg as their 4 playoff teams. A solid West Seneca West team didn't even make it to the postseason. And you had South Park, who, yes, they lost a lot of key players from last year's sectional championship team out of the playoffs. They still had a great senior running back, a great sophomore quarterback. So I think Lockport playing a team from the harder division, they're just playing tougher competition right now than they've seen all year.
And here's a squib kick, and that one's still loose. That's a live ball. Looks like Jamestown's got it. They're saying they do. Let's see what the referees indicate. And it's recovered by Jamestown. My goodness. Bain, a perfectly executed squib kick, and it looked like that was number 9, Tristan Grimble, that was trying to field it, but he either didn't get a clean hold of the ball, or he just froze from his indication.
Yeah, things just going from bad to worse for Lockport, Norm. Tough break for the Lions, as you said. Just couldn't get a clean handle on the ball, and maybe nerves are part of it too. Maybe this Lockport team just was so focused on the environment of Strider Field and the pressure of it being a playoff game that, they're just taking their heads out of it and they're not able to do the little things right. And those are sometimes the biggest things you need to go your way in order to win football games. And right there, they cough it up and give Jamestown yet another opportunity.
And honestly, if you're Jamestown, I say shoot it for the end zone right now. Get the momentum now as they're in an empty backfield, and Butera is in as a slot receiver, and he is the motion man, and here comes the give to him. And he crosses the 30, follows some blockers to the 25. He gets to the 20, and that's where he'll get stopped. So more than enough for a first down for the Red Raiders, and they have a shot for at least 27 points before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, what another nice run by Butera. Just more yards after contact. And I also want to give a nice shout-out to the blocker there, Sean O'Brien. The block that he gave Butera, he was pushing a defensive back who had a couple 2-3 inches and probably 20-30 pounds on him back, allowing Butera to get some extra yards there. So nice blocking from his receiver, and that sets them up in the red zone again.
So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line with 3:13 left and counting in the first. Here's a snap, and it's going to be another give to Butera, and this time he gets stopped. And the man on the tackle is going to be Liam Whalen, number 21.
And that might be the best tackle that Lockport's gotten on Butera so far tonight. Still a pickup of 2 yards.
So 2nd down and 8 on the play for the Red Raiders. And again, they've got a shot to get high 20s on the board before the end of quarter number 1. And this time they're going to go empty backfield, 5 wides, trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. And Butera, he nearly drew them offside, and he did. It's going to be an offside on the hard count, and while we're waiting for the next play, and all of us here at WNY Athletics wish to send our thoughts and condolences to Sweet Home Panthers head coach Jeremy Zimmer. He recently got admitted to Buffalo General Hospital for a medical emergency. We do hope all is well with him and his family. God forbid it's anything even worse.
Yeah, it should. I think he's doing better. I know that Frank Wolf of Western New York Athletics was speaking with him yesterday and talked to him again earlier today. And he's watching Sweet Home's game tonight. They're at Frontier, first-round matchup here in Class A. So all the best to Coach Zimmer and the Panther family.
Well, here's the empty backfield again, but here comes the blitz. Drake throws, caught, touchdown on the play. It looked like that was Butera on the reception. He was in there as a slot receiver, so how about a hat trick before the end of the first quarter? 27 first-quarter points for the Jamestown Red Raiders, and it was confirmed by the public address guy for Jamestown, Mr. Sam Prinzi, that it was indeed Jalen Butera with a touchdown catch. So now showing the other end of his 3 hats that he wears.
Yeah, had him into the receiving game now. 2 rushing touchdowns, a receiving one, 2 interceptions. Extra points good, and everything clicking here for Jamestown in the first quarter.
28 points in the first quarter, 2:09 left in the first, 28-0 to score, and even if it's just a decent kickoff return, Lockport needs to get something good going their way. So far, they've just had some unlucky bounces and a couple of poor play calls.
Yeah, they certainly need to get something going their way, and right now, just the key is holding on to the ball. I mean, you fumbled it on the last kickoff return. You've thrown 2 interceptions. I mean, just get something going, some sort of sustained drive, couple first downs, run some time off the clock. I mean, that's really the key right now, I think, for this Lions squad.
But here comes the kickoff teams for both. The deep man for Lockport is Shea Williams, number 6. But Bain's been popping some squibs kicks pretty much the whole game, and it's been successful. Nearly caused a turnover on one of them, then caused one on his last one. Let's see if he does that again or if he decides to go full throttle and kick it deep. Bain's ready. Here comes the kick. And a semi-onsider there, but it gets caught out of the air by a member of the hands team, and it looked like it was number 66, and it was Jaden Wilson. So showing the nice hands there on the front line.
Yeah, and that time Lockport probably was expecting that, I think, Norm, after how the last kickoff went. They probably figured, I think they're going to try it short again. Let's be ready for it. But like I said, that's the first box check for the Lions now. You were able to survive the kickoff. You've got the offensive possession now. Let's run a few good plays, get something started, see if you can carry some momentum into the second quarter here.
And catching that kick out of the air gives them great field position. They're at their own 43-yard line as they run a two-wide twin stack on both sides. Green the shotgun. Here's a snap, and he gives it to the runner on a delay. The handoff was to Jaheim Clayton. Didn't get him a lot of yards. Looked like he got a yard, maybe two on the carry.
Yeah, this Jamestown defense doing a nice job keeping the Lockport run game to a minimum. Not much yards there, and Clayton's a solid running back. He's had a good year for the Lockport Lions, one of the key pieces of their offense, and that was really the first time we've seen his number called tonight.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 10, so no gain on the play. That was just a second carry of the game, too, as they're going to run a trips left and one receiver to the right, and one of the receivers in the trips is Logan Went, a guy to watch. 9 touchdown catches this year, and he makes the catch at midfield, and that's where he'll get stopped. He's had 40 catches for nearly 700 yards and 9 touchdowns, so Jamestown does need to keep an eye on the receiving core.
Yeah, and that's a point in time where you go to your reliable pass catcher there. He gets them right around midfield, brings up a 3rd and manageable here for Lockport. Need about 4 to move the sticks.
It was a gain of 6 on the run, so it'll be 3rd down and 4. If you can convert this 3rd down, that's also building the bridge of positivity if you are Lockport. They're going to run the same formation as last time, and a receiver jumped off. Kai Tran jumped a little too early. I would guess either misheard the snap count or just didn't hear it at all.
Yeah, or he might just been a little bit anxious too. That could play into it, but tough break for Lockport. It'll back them up, and that'll make this 3rd down tough. As you said, it's a big play coming up for them, just looking to get some sort of momentum going here. As I don't think they've picked up a 1st down yet.
No, they have not, and I would guess if they fail the 3rd down that they would try to go for it again on 4th. You've got to get some momentum going your way, and right now it's not even at the 0. It looks like it's at the negative marks on it. You got to start climbing up, and they have a chance right here. Empty backfield. Here comes the blitz. Green will throw one up for grabs. Incomplete. Intended for Went. He wanted an interference penalty. Not going to get it. It'll make it a 4th down and 9. Let's see what the Lions do here. From the way it seems that Green's talking to the coach, I think they're going for it.
Yeah, why not?
You're down 20-0.
Yeah, you're down 28-0, nothing to lose. Playoffs, and it's still the first quarter, and yeah, you got to go for it here. I think you might be showing signs that your team is already waving the white flag if you punt it here.
And anyone can know that it will be a pass play, and honestly, if the defense is showing a blitz, which they are, it wouldn't hurt to possibly try a screen pass.
Now we'll see what they dial up here.
So it'll be a 4th down and 9 at their own 44. They're going with a trip stack on the right side and 2 receivers to the left. So empty backfield. Oh, he's going to punt it away, and that's blocked. And it rolls forward and gets fallen on by a Lions player that was Tran on the recovery. But honestly, if that was a punt attempt, Green did not back up far enough to give himself sufficient space to try and punt that.
Yeah.
Not good.
I was just going to say, that was the tough thing about that, Norm. I think they had the right idea. They were trying to get Jamestown to jump, maybe move them up, make it a more manageable 4th down, or maybe even get the 1st. Then they decide they're not going to get that. Let's punt it away. But like you said, didn't give himself enough space. That rush comes in quick, as it has already all night. And Jamestown special teams again making another nice play. Again, the offense starting on Lockport's side of the 50.
And it's going to be 1st down and 10 at Lockport's 48-yard line. Usually the rule of thumb is, though, with punting, you back up at least 10 yards.
Yeah.
He was about half that.
I was going to say 5, maybe 7 at the most.
But here comes the pistol formation. It's going to be an inside give to Butero. Makes a couple men miss on the cut. And he makes another man miss. Picks up a block to the 40. Stays in bounds on the tightrope. Makes another man miss. And now he gets escorted out of bounds at around the 32-yard line. put this kid on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, some fancy footwork there. Just that little nice in and out move that he did right around the 40 to get to the outside, and then still just the juking and dancing along the sideline to make a couple guys miss. He makes a hobby out of embarrassing defenders sometimes, it seems.
And from what we know, next year he'll get a chance to continue doing that in some college ball. But that's the end of the first quarter. That'll be the final play of it. Jamestown up big right now, 28-0. This matchup in the Section 6 Class A Finals between the Lockport Lions and Jamestown Red Raiders is a quarter old. We'll be right back after some words from our sponsors. Stick around.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to wnyImmediatecare.com for more information.
And we're about to momentarily start the second quarter here between the Jamestown Red Raiders and the Lockport Lions in this Section 6 Class A playoff match here on WNYFlex at Strider Field in Jamestown, New York. And Jamestown, big first quarter, 3 touchdowns by Jalen Butera. He's also got 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown also from 59 yards out by Ben Anderson to the viewers that have just begun watching this game.
Yeah, and I just got an update on the Orchard Park Williamsville North game. The Quakers on the road leading the Spartans 17-0 in the early going in that one. That a big AA matchup to keep an eye out for as well.
They've had a strong season with Ben Gosella at quarterback, but here comes Drake in the shotgun looking. He shoots this one deep and caught for a touchdown. Then that was over to Darius Freeney. He was left wide open. He beat the coverage by a good 4 or 5 yards, and the only guy that could have caught that was him. Had it deflected a little bit, juggled it, but was able to maintain control on the second bounce. And right off the bat, first play of the second quarter, how about another touchdown?
Yeah, great first call of the frame. You dial up a deep pass to your 6'3" receiver. He's wide open, and as you said, Norm, he's the only one that could make that catch. He did. And this Jamestown offense continues to roll 5 touchdowns here in basically just 1 quarter.
34-0 now the score, and here comes Profiter for another PAT. Put down, kick on the way, and that one goes through. So only 9 seconds into the second quarter, Jamestown extends their lead by another 7 spot, 35-0. Now the score as the Lockport Lions will get another opportunity to try and get something going on the offensive side.
Yeah, Norman, it's funny. You know, last night I was out at Lancaster for their first-round game against Hutch Tech, and Tim Chifa and I were just talking about, you know, at what point in the game Lancaster led 35-0 at half. You know, what point in the game do you start thinking about when do we need to take out our starters? Because while this is the playoffs and you don't want to take your foot off the gas, it is the playoffs, and you're going to have a bigger game next week after this. You want to save your starters and your top players if you don't have to use them in a game that's already seemingly decided. So it's just interesting to see how far Jamestown will go in this game. Now, assuming Lockport doesn't start to come back, that they might start to empty the bench a little bit and put in some second stringers.
Well, if I'm looking at Lockport, though, they do look a little small in numbers.
Yeah, not as big compared to Jamestown, but still a decently sized team as far as numbers-wise. They probably got about 30, 32 guys over there in total.
So, again, Shea Williams, the deep man on the kickoff. Here comes Bain, and this is a squib kick and bounced over the head of Mason Hale. It does get recovered there by Williams, but he's going to get nothing. He may have lost a yard even on that return. Yeah,
just Jamestown special teams doing so well tonight between the punt block, the recovered kickoff a little while back in the middle of the first quarter. Profiter 5 for 5 on extra points. Everything that you could have asked for from special teams, including the offense and defense, all 3 phases, just playing lights out for Jamestown.
The way those kicks have been, though, by Bain, I wonder if they spray a little bit of flubber on the ball before kicking it off. It's been pretty bouncy on those kickoffs that Bain has executed so far tonight, but Lockport Lions, once again, they have a shot to at least start it by getting some points on the board and getting rid of that donut hole they have on it. So it's going to be a 1st down and 10 at the 27-yard line. They're going to go 4 wides and 1 back. And here comes a motion man, and Green wants to throw. He goes downfield. He's intercepted. And that was Freeney who nearly had the pick. The intended receiver was Shea Williams. Green tried throwing a home run ball, but Williams got covered like a blanket.
Yeah, great coverage there. And, we talked about Jason Green's arm in pregame, Norm, saying how he likes to throw the ball. And the one time I've seen him earlier this year at Grand Island, he had a nice game, made some good throws, but just sometimes puts a little too much air under the ball. And that time you saw it again, almost gave the defensive back enough time to pick it off, but it was ultimately dropped, and Lockport gets another chance here.
And they got trips right, one receiver to the left, and here comes a fake screen. Here's a throw center of the field, incomplete. Intended for Kai Tran, and if he holds out of that ball, he's at least got a 1st down.
Yeah, but that one was just a little bit behind him. That's a tough catch to make. And even though he was in space, if you're a receiver, sometimes you feel like you're turning back on those balls over the middle. There's always a little part of you that's worried that you might get lit up in the middle of the field on a play like that.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When you're running the center of the field to make a catch, it's like running into highway traffic.
That's a pretty good analogy. I'd have to probably agree with you.
But one of the best guys I've seen that was not afraid to do that from watching high school, pro, college ball, Joey Galloway, not afraid to run the center of the field, but looking. Green will lob up a screen pass. It's caught, but hit right away. The pass was complete to number 9, Tristan Grimble, but he got met by a Jamestown defender, and they just read that play flawlessly.
Yeah, Jamestown defense has just gotten to the ball so fast tonight, not taking anything away from what they're bringing onto the field right now. They're still treating it like it's a 0-0 game, Norm.
And you have to. It's still the first half. So 4th down and 12. Last time Lockport went for the punt and not sufficient space by Green on it, and it just got blocked. But this time he is around the acceptable range of space. So now he'll have more time to get rid of the ball to the foot. And here comes the punt, but we have a whistle. Going to see what it is. It's going to be an official timeout, timeout by Jamestown. So 10:46 left in the half, and Jamestown up 35-0. We'll take a quick break ourselves. You're watching this matchup between the Jamestown Red Raiders and Lockport Lions right here on WNY Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
Go ahead.
And we're about to resume action here shortly as Jamestown called a timeout on the play. Jason Green, who is the quarterback, he also punts, so maybe they saw a formation where it looked like they'd attempt a fake, but who knows?
Yeah, as you just mentioned that, Norm, I wonder why Lockport didn't go with that look on the last punt, like line up like you're punting and then fake it and pass instead of lining up you're gonna pass and then punt it, because it obviously didn't go well for them. Let's see if this one goes a little bit better.
Yeah, like I said before the timeout, he is backed up to the right spot this time. And here comes the kick, and this one's much better. Butera, the deep guy, takes a nice bounce. Butera picks it up at around the 30-yard line, gets to the 40, follows a blocker, crosses midfield to the 40. He could be gone, makes a cut to the center of the field, and he's going to get in for a touchdown. Jalen Butera, how about another way of scoring? 2 rushing, 1 receiving, and now a punt return. Get this guy ahead and get him to pull a rabbit out of there. How about 40 points before halftime? A 72-yard punt return touchdown there by Butera, and very patient on the return. Threw one of his teammates out the block, Went. If he doesn't do that, Went might have a chance to hit him, but stayed patient, found some space, got in for a touchdown.
I mean, just everything he's done tonight is so impressive, but what a return there, using Went as the blocker, basically showing him where to go to block. He saw that block out and ahead of him, but Butera just using that speed, that burst that he has. I mean, Green had a great punt, Norm. That went back, took a great bounce back to the 30, and Butera picked it up and took it back with ease.
And the extra point by Profit is good. How about 42 points to start the first quarter and change? So how about a double blackjack on the board for it? I'm sure they'll happily take it. 42-0, 10:23 left in the half, and Lockport, they've got to do something on this drive. They need to come up with some plays where they can get positive yards. You mentioned this earlier, too. They have yet to achieve a first down.
Yeah, and it's just, you're running out of ways. I don't want to say running out of excuses to make for them because I don't want to sound negative, but you're just running out of silver linings to pull out of this thing, too. And I'm like, what positives can you take away if you're Lockport? What things can you build off of? And right now, just nothing going their way. They're getting beaten. Special teams, defensively, offensively. The guys aren't out there throwing this game. It's not like they're not trying. They certainly are. But like I said before, I just think that they haven't faced off against a team of Jamestown's caliber yet this year, and they are just so overwhelmed at how talented and just good this Jamestown squad is.
So Shea Williams back for the kickoff. There was even a game where Jamestown beat Hamburg 47-7. Hamburg's only touchdown was on a kick return.
Yeah, and that's a playoff team, too, in Hamburg.
Finished the year 6-2. But here comes Bain with the kick again. This time it's a deeper one, and that's going to go out of bounds. So Lockport will get a slight advantage on this. The ball will be put at the 35-yard line from the kickoff out of bounds, and now you got a chance to get something going. Nothing has worked so far. You might have to try something unconventional again, similar to that inside handoff earlier in the first quarter to Schaffert, which resulted in that errant throw and pick by Butera. You've got to come up with something. Even if it's a gadget play, so be it.
Yeah, just Lockport going to have to dig deep here, realize that a win is probably out of their reach at this point, but you don't want to go away lightly in the playoffs. For the seniors that are on this team, you want to have a strong finish to what could very well be your last game. And if you're a junior or a sophomore, even a freshman, you want to build off of this and carry that into next season. So there's still many things that Lockport can do here. They'll be positive in this game. We just have to see if they can be able to do it.
They'll have it at the 35-yard line after Bain's kickoff out of bounds. They're going to go 3 wides and 1 back, and Green takes a snap, and here's a screen pass that's caught by Williams. Williams picks up a couple of blockers, but he'll get to around the 38, 39-yard line. Ben Anderson, one of the guys there on the stop, along with number 3, Sean Page.
And it's just going to be plays like that, Norm, that will help Lockport get out of this hole that they've dug themselves and just do the little things. Just move your way downfield very meticulously. It doesn't need to happen with one big play. Just inch your way down little by little and see how that works.
And they're going to remain the shotgun formation. And Green takes a snap, and he wants to throw. But here comes the blitz. He will run outside the pocket. He'll just go out of bounds. And he's going to lose a couple of yards on that, too. I would not be surprised if that gets ruled a sack.
Yeah, we'll see how the officials call it here. Jamestown defense bringing the pressure quick. And it's going to be another 3rd and long for Lockport, Norm. Not getting any easier for the Lions, still trying to get that first down.
Loss of a yard on that play, so I do believe that will be considered a sack. And here come the Lions again. 3rd down 8. They're going to run a 2-wide twin stack on both sides. Here's a snap, and here comes another screen pass. That one's caught by Tran, and he picks up some blockers, crosses the 40, and he'll get to about the 42, 43 approximately. It'll make this about a 4th and 4, 5 at the most.
Yeah, we'll see what Lockport does here, assuming they'll try and go for it. I mean, why not? But you see the Jamestown defense again. I mean, they're still on the Lockport side of the 50, Norm, and that defense is not giving up any extra yards whatsoever.
4th and 4 at the 42. Looking for their first down of the game and also to get in the Jamestown territory. They're showing the blitz. And Lockport going into trips, left, one receiver to the right. Here's a snap. Green looking to throw. Looking, still in the pocket. He gets out, looks, throws. That one is caught. That is complete. Looked like it was to number 21, Liam Whalen. It was near midfield. I believe he got enough. Looked like he got about 6 yards. And that's going to be a first down for Lockport. Their first down of the game, and within 15 minutes and change.
Yeah, so Lockport starting to see some positives come their way. This offense doing well on this drive right now, looking to get into Jamestown territory and maybe get some points on the board before half.
Well, right now they're nearing Jamestown territory. They've yet to see that as well. Shotgun formation once again for Green. Takes a snap. Wants to throw. Looking. Now he's going to take off outside the pocket. He's got room to run, and he'll go out at midfield, so gets a yard on the play.
Yeah, it's a smart play. I mean, don't want to force anything. You don't want to turn the ball over, obviously. So takes the yards that he gets and goes out of bounds. Although he doesn't really get any gain there. I thought they might have given him one.
I thought he got the midfield.
Yeah, so
May have been at the spot. But no gain on the run. Second down 10 at their own 49. If Lockport can give Green enough protection, if the receivers can get open, there's no reason why they can't take another shot at throwing it at least 15 yards down the field. But right now they're going to go trips left, one receiver to the right, and one back. Green takes a snap, and it's going to be a give on the delay. And again, that give is to number 27, Jaheim Clayton. He'll get past midfield to roughly about the 48-yard line, and we may have a flag. There was a shove after the play, and there goes the laundry. And that's only the second flag thrown tonight by a referee. This has been a fairly quiet game regarding throwing the flags.
Yeah, well, Jamestown's played a pretty clean game so far, and let's see if the unsportsmanlike is on them. No, it's on Lockport.
Yeah, a Lockport player shoved a Jamestown player from my view.
Yeah.
And in football, if you get two, you're gone.
Well, reasonably so. I mean, I'm sure frustrations are starting to boil over on the Lockport side, and just probably something with that. And this isn't going to do them any favors, though, Norm. This is backing them up all the way almost to their own 35. This is going to be a very long third down.
Yes, it is. And with high school football with penalties, from what I've learned a few weeks ago, midway through the season, it's at the spot plus the yardage of the penalty.
So and they're marking it as fourth down. I'm surprised they lost a down as well. So now the officials are going to fix this, Norm, because some of the Lockport staff next to us in the box had some questions about that too.
No, it's going to be an official timeout here. This isn't one called by Lockport. I wonder if the referees are having a timeout here to have a conference about who the penalty may have been on and if it was maybe blatant enough to result in an ejection. Even if it's just one, if it's blatant enough, the referee has the right to eject a player without a second one or without a warning.
Yeah, and you don't want to leave somebody in after something like that happens too, because, Norm, a few weeks ago I was doing a game. It was Sweet Home and McKinley, and there was a little bit of a skirmish early in the fourth quarter, and I think only one player got ejected. They left some other guys that were involved in, and then about 2-3 minutes of game time later, another fight breaks out, and they just had to call the game early. It was already basically decided, but you don't want to leave guys that, you know, their tempers are going off a little bit in the game because it could lead to worse things down the road.
And so far, first two quarters for Jamestown, 28 in the first and 14 in the second quarter so far. We're a little more than 4 minutes played rather in the second quarter, and Jamestown already up 42-0. And Lockport was starting to get something together, but this unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, that's a bit of a shot in the foot, if you would say, going backwards.
Yeah, you don't want to take those penalties when you're down. You don't want to take them at all, but you certainly don't want to take them when you're down 42-0. And, you know, with that being said, I'm surprised that they're taking so long to sort this thing out because, I mean, we still got a lot of football to play here.
Yes, we do, unless there was more than one player.
Right. But this is taking a while for these officials to sort this out. And it doesn't look like they're going to get rid of anybody else.
Okay, it's been figured out.
And it looks like it is going to be third down.
It may have been a mix of that and the third down.
So they'll need 23 here to get the first.
Which means they'll need to get the Jamestown's 41-yard line to get it at least.
Yeah, and just a moment ago it seemed like Lockport was on the cusp of putting a good drive together, and look how many steps back they've taken.
If they can get half the yardage here, it'll make it fourth and manageable, but Jamestown's showing the blitz. Farmer on the edge rush, and Green wants to throw, but here comes the rush. Gets out of the pocket, throws. That one is caught by Tran. Tran will cross midfield. Makes a man. Oh! I thought he made a miss for a moment, but a little do-si-do your partner tackle, but they get back half of the yardage and then some. I believe that'll make it about a fourth down and about 7, maybe 8.
Yeah, let's bring up fourth and manageable. Lockport going to have to go for it here based on, you know, the situation that they're in. But Jamestown's defense hasn't let up, so I don't think that they're going to give them any break here. We'll see if Lockport can convert. They could certainly use it, because we still got about 7 minutes left till half.
First play for them in Jamestown territory, and the longest play Lockport has had so far tonight. 4th down and 6 of the Jamestown 47, and they're going to send Tran in motion. And a Jamestown player jumped. And with that, that's going to make this a 4th and a yard. And that's a big mistake there by Jamestown. Even though you're up 42-0, you don't want to be committing stupid penalties.
Right, certainly not. Don't want to give Lockport any reason to get momentum on their side, but this definitely makes this 4th down a lot easier for the Lions now, Norm. They can convert, keep this drive going. Might give them some energy on that sideline.
I'm wondering if there'll be either a give to Clayton or a possible fake, but Lockport's mainly been throwing the ball. They have not run it much. Clayton only has 3 carries on the night, and the only other rushes were by Jason Green running out of the pocket due to pressure.
Yeah, this Lockport offense they haven't been able to get that game going. It's just been a trickle-down effect. Nobody able to find a rhythm.
Didn't mean to
No,
cut
you're
you off there,
good,
John. 4th and a yard at the Jamestown's 42. Tran in motion. Jamestown showing the blitz.
And they might be trying to get them to jump again.
Trying to go for the first down, but I believe there'll be a timeout. There wasn't a flag. Oh, no, this is going to be a flag on Lockport.
And maybe they called it delay a game. Did they not know how much time was left on the play clock?
If that's the case, you got to know how much time you have left, because you just offset and canceled out the offside by Jamestown.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened, delay a game. And, that's another thing that Tim Chief and I were talking about last night at Lancaster. How strange it is that we don't see play clocks anywhere here. I mean, yes, I know the officials are counting it, but sometimes it's, easy for kids to lose track of that stuff.
Well, here's a trips left, one receiver to the right, and Green wants to throw. Caught by Tran, holds onto the ball, and he's got more than enough for the first. I guess a 35, picks up a block 30 to the 20, and we're going to have a late flag. That was around where Tran was doing the stiff arm, unless if it's the area there's no holding from the way the flag was thrown, the direction of it. This has to be just as Tran was getting out of bounds trying to stiff arm.
Yeah, we'll see what the officials end up calling here, but what a big play for Lockport there from Tran.
Personal foul on Lockport. I believe that may have been a face mask on Tran as he was trying to stiff arm the defender to the sideline. I believe it will be a first down plus the penalty from the spot.
Yeah, it should be, but tough break for Lockport. You get your best play of the game so far, and it doesn't necessarily get negated, but, some of it does get taken away with the penalty there. Just continuing to take one step forward, or I guess even a half step forward, and then 3 more backwards, and they just can't make any improvements that way.
So the momentum on that one it's dissipated.
They're back right at the original spot of where the last play was snapped.
So this is going to be a take 3 here as we hit 6 minutes left in the half. You just need the cut marker and a director on camera for this. This is going to be take 3 right here on a 4th and 6. And shotgun formation once again. Trips left. Oh, the receivers jump. Oh, I'm surprised no flag was thrown. 3 receivers jump, but Green wants to throw. Here comes the rush. Green's got some room. He'll throw. Incomplete. That was intended for Logan Wendt, and they're going to turn the ball over on downs. In all honesty, though, after that face mask penalty, the personal foul, I thought they would still have a first down, but that was not the case, and the 4th and 6 pass attempt by Jason Green goes incomplete, and it's going to be first down and 10 for the Red Raiders. They have a shot to add yet another touchdown before the end of the first half.
And I think we got some more flags thrown by the Lockport sideline. Again, I think frustration is just boiling over for the Lions. And got another score update. West Seneca East up on Maryvale 7-6. That one a big Class B matchup, 2-3 versus 3. And the Trojans leading the Flyers 7-6 in that one. Plenty of updates throughout the night we'll have for you guys. There's 10 other games if my count is correct. I was looking at the website earlier, Section 6 football, seeing what other matchups were going on tonight and tomorrow. And this is one of 11. And right now this might be the most lopsided of the 11 as well.
Yeah, this crew will also be on call for another game tomorrow at Dunkirk. Akron's going to be taking on Fredonia. Fredonia, they've been a team that's been dangerous the last couple years with Nick Whitfield as the quarterback, and they've also got a battering ram for running back in Matthew Lauder.
Yeah, and they're undefeated, I think, going into these playoffs as well. So Hillbilly's one of the top teams in Class C. However, they've also got Southwestern, the defending champs, is the 7 seed in that bracket, which is interesting. Depew, the 2, and then, of course, Medina, last year's Section 6 Class C champions. They defeated Southwestern in the finals last year. And you look at this, more flags on Lockport, Norm, just doing more help for Jamestown.
And once again, they're going to start in Lions territory. They're going to be at the 38-yard line. And this could either be a big run here by Anderson or Butera from what we've seen after a turnover on downs or a punt.
I'm almost wondering if Jamestown is going to tell their offense, hey, if you can go to the end zone, don't. Let's just hold on to the ball, run some clock a little bit. But no, they might want to try and get a 50-burger up before halftime.
Well, at the same token, they can say in their defense, it's the other team's responsibility to stop them.
That's right.
But this is going to be Radon Wright with the carry, and he'll get tackled for a loss. Went was one of the guys there, and also number 71, Stefan Farron. And Radon Wright, he had one of the plays of the year for the Jamestown Red Raiders. He picked up a first down run at Hamburg on a 4th down and 42.
I remember the one big play, what was it, Ray Rice years ago. Not to bring him up.
4th and 29.
4th and 29 it was. And 4th and 42 is something.
Yeah, and that was a handoff. That was not a pass play. But there was a flag on it, but it was a first down, and then the yards after the penalty were tacked on. But 2nd down 13 after that 3-yard loss. Lions indicating a blitz. Fake handoff to right. Drake wants to throw, goes out of the pocket, throws it, and that's complete. And that looked like it was caught by Ben Anderson, and he'll be inside the 20 to the 15, and I think there's going to be a personal foul on Williams for that hit. There was a flag after the tackle.
Yeah,
I wonder what it's going to be. From Freeney's reaction, it looks like it could be on Jamestown. We'll just have to wait and see here.
Either way, Jamestown again quickly into the Lockport red zone. And
it's going to be a personal foul on Jamestown.
so that'll take them out of the red zone.
Blindside block. If we want to go NFL, blindside block, the Hines Ward rule.
Mm-hmm.
Threw a blindsider against the Cincinnati Bengals on linebacker, broke the guy's jaw.
And actually, that might, do Jamestown's offense a favor. As I said, they might want to slow down their scoring pace, run some time off before halftime. And this backs them up further away from the Lockport end zone. So this will give their offense a little bit more time to work with here.
So it's going to be at the 34-yard line, or 28 from.
Looks like it'll be 2nd and 1.
This is going to be 2nd down short from what we're seeing. Well, from the spot from the 41 to the 28, that's 13. They're bringing the chain gang out here. There was a bit of confusion with the spot, but here comes the chain gang to amend this predicament here. It's at the spot where it would be a first down to 28. We'll have to wait and see. Here comes the chain links to the ball, and from what we're seeing, that is dead close. And they're going to call first down. So in spite of that illegal blindside block, this will be a first down for Jamestown. So putting the negative to the positive if you want to learn some science.
That's when you know things are really going your way, right? Even when you take a penalty on a big catch and you lose yards, you still end up getting the first down when things are all said and done.
So in technical terms, that was about just a 6-yard penalty. And they're nearing the Lion end zone once again, the red zone to the end zone. So 2-back set, 3 wides. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. 2-back set, low snap, but gets it to Radon Wright, and he'll get tackled at roughly the 25-yard line. So gain of 3 yards on the play.
And you see Wright getting the touches now in the backfield for Jamestown. Butera on the sideline, helmet off. Seems to be having a marvelous time with his teammates.
Unless he's been given a series off.
That's true. They might still want to have him out there on the defensive side, so give him a little bit of a breather when they're on offense.
Usually with games like this, and then if you take on a tougher team the next week, the rule of thumb is always to play your players at least 3 quarters.
Yeah.
But here comes the 3-wide set, 2 backs. Drake wants a throw. Lobs it to the end zone for Freeney. Broken up by Williams on the play. This time Williams was ready for that home run ball. The last time got burnt on the coverage. Freeney scored, but this time raises an arm in the air and deflects what could have been another touchdown for Jamestown.
Yeah, very nice job by the defensive back there, getting his arm up, knocking that pass down. And like you said, Norm, remembering how he was beat on that play earlier in the game, makes the correct adjustment, And that's something that you like to see on the Lockport sideline, is players using things from earlier in the game and applying them to that last play there.
So it'll be a 3rd and 7 at the 25-yard line. Lions showing a small blitz here, 4 wides. And Ben Anderson in the back. Looked like he tried to get them to jump to shorten the 3rd down. But Lockport, they've got 4 down linemen and 3 rushers about to come the way. And he'll take the snap. He wants to throw. And it's incomplete. That was intended for number 4, Michael Boron, but just too high.
Yeah, they'll bring up 4th down again, and we'll see what they do here. I mean, not really in any position to kick a field goal, 42-0 lead, so assume the Red Raiders will keep the offense on the field, but surprised with them passing the ball up 42-0 here.
Maybe to keep Drake's arm loose?
Could be, yeah. It is a little chilly out there. You want to keep it warm, but, yeah, I'm surprised that they're going to the air there and not just running it on the ground and taking this to halftime with this comfortable 6-score lead.
So 4th and 7 at the 25-yard line of Lockport for the Red Raiders. Again, Lockport showing the blitz. Drake wants to throw. He'll throw a swing pass to Anderson, incomplete. So they'll turn it over on downs, and that's a positive thing for Lockport. You force a turnover on downs, you don't give up another score, and now you have a chance to get some points before halftime. And to the viewers that didn't catch this or who don't remember by chance, if Lockport could score and burn enough clock and go into halftime 42-7, they also get the ball to start half number 2.
Yeah, it would be a nice 2-for-1 chance there for the Lions, and nice job by their defense to get that stop there. And might have been, just the ball, not the best throw from Drake. Kind of hung it out there a little long. Might have been a little bit of a buddy pass for the receiver, but ends up going Lockport's way. And offense gets the ball back, like you said, with plenty of time left to make a trip to the end zone before halftime.
They're at their own 25-yard line. 1st down 10. They're going to go 3 wides. And again, Clayton the only back as Williams is set in motion. He'll take the toss pitch over from Green, and he'll cross the 30 or the 25 to the 30, knocked out about the 33. So that little touch pass there, and gets about 7 yards on it. That's similar to the Mahomes to Kelsey or to Tyreek Hill or even Allen to Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah.
The little touch pass.
Yeah, it's effective, and it technically counts as a pass, so Green gets to add to his stats a little bit there. It'll bring up 2nd and short. And stops the clock, too, for Lockport. That's a bonus for the Lions. Gives them a little bit more time to work with.
So that was a gain of 9 on the play, so 2nd down and 1. So a good start on this drive. 2 wides, and here comes the motion man. And this is going to be an inside give on the counter to Clayton. And he's going nowhere. Met up by a big gang of Jamestown tacklers. And he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, I don't think.
Yeah, like I said, this Jamestown defense continuing to bring the heat towards Lockport, whether it's a pass situation, they're bringing the blitz, and on runs, they're just gang tackling those running backs, getting through the line, not letting them pick up big yards. And it's done a nice job thwarting this Lockport offense all throughout the first half.
And Clayton was limping off the field a little bit. He was able to go on his own power. There was no gain on the play, but 3rd down 1 at the 34-yard line, 3 minutes left in the half. You have to get a 1st down here. You want to take advantage of this turnover on downs by Jamestown, albeit it is a 6-score deficit, but you need to get some positive things going your way. Empty backfield, and here comes the pass that is complete, and he does get the 1st down. The pass was caught there by number 9, Tristan Grimble. You don't need a lot. You just need enough, and he got enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, Lockport's gone to Grimble a few times, and that nice catch by him, able to move the chains. One of their only 1st downs of the half. Gets them a little bit of momentum here.
That was just their 2nd 1st down of the half, and they're going to go in a quick huddle here. Under 3 minutes left in the half, and Green looking to throw. Runs outside the pocket. Here comes Farmer, and Farmer will get the sack. He had 7 sacks in the regular season. There is a flag on the play. That's usually in the vicinity of holding. If it stands the sack, it would be a 6-yard loss, but this is going to be on Jamestown.
So defense for the Red Raiders starting to not unravel, I'd say, but taking a flag on their last series, another one here. And they're just really slowing things down before halftime. They don't want to give Lockport any chances to to get into a rhythm before going to half. Because like you said, Norm, if they do end up finding the end zone and then getting the ball back at the start of the third quarter, I mean, now Jamestown is putting the Lions in a spot to go on a little bit of a run. Just another quick score update. West Seneca East adds a field goal to their total, so they are up 10-6 over Maryvale in that Class B matchup. Second and short coming up here for Lockport.
From what we're seeing on the board here, is going to be first down and 3 at their own 44-yard line. Okay, now it's been corrected to a 2nd and 3. And again, trips left, one receiver to the right, and Green wants to go to the air. But here comes the rush again. Gets away for a moment, but sacked. I believe he was down on the play. The ball was recovered by O'Brien, but I do believe Green was down before he fumbled.
Yeah, it looked like his knee was on the turf well before that ball popped out. So it'll stay with Lockport here.
And from a timeout called by Lockport. That was a 6-yard sack, and we'll take a quick break ourselves. Again, 42-0 in favor of Jamestown, 2:03 left in the half. Stay tuned for the continuation of this matchup between the Jamestown Red Raiders and Lockport Lions right here on WNY Athletics.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
That was a 6-yard sack, that last play before the quick timeout. They'll make it a 3rd down and 9 at their own 38 for the Lockport Lions. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the half, and 6-score deficit. You want to get positive momentum going into the second half and build some self-confidence not only into the rest of this game, but going into next season as well, because the way it's looking, very unlikely it'll be a comeback here.
Yeah, hard to see Lockport putting that together, but we'll see how they end the half.
Green wants to throw. He'll throw it to Tran. That's complete. He'll cross the 45, slips and falls. And he's going to be he looked either a yard short or just got enough, depending on the spot. And official timeout. And now he's going to call first down. It looked like Tran slipped at either the 46 or 47, so it was going to be either 4th and 6 inches or a 1st and 10, and it's been ruled a 1st and 10.
I was going to say, in a 42-0 game with 2 minutes to go until the half, I don't think we need to worry about the the specific inches of the spot of the ball.
Well, here comes the trips, left one receiver to the right, but here comes the blitz again, and this time they're going to get him. O'Brien, one of the guys there to influence the rush. Not sure who got the sack. It looked like it may have been Farmer. Farmer and Anderson during the regular season, they combined for 13 total sacks as a duo.
Green sack in the backfield.
A 10-yard sack, 2nd down and 20. With a minute and 16 left in the half, and Lions going without a huddle. They're going to go into a 2-wide twin stack on both sides. Here comes the snap. Green looking, throwing downfield, and it is incomplete, but I believe there's going to be a flag, and there will be. It's going to be a pass interference. However, the catch is it's not a spot foul in high school football. It's 15 yards.
Yeah, so that's kind of a nice break for Jamestown, although that ball really underthrown. Didn't necessarily have to interfere with the receiver. But this will move Lockport up a little bit, so nice break for the Lions on what would have likely been an incomplete pass if he wasn't interfered with.
And the second part of it for them is an automatic first down. But we got a little over a minute left in the half, 1:04. Pass interference on Jamestown. It'll be an automatic first down for Lockport. And they're going to have it at Jamestown's 48 after the 15-yard penalty. Also, it's not going to be an automatic first down. It'll be a 2nd down and 5.
Ball spotted on the 48-yard line. 2nd down and 5.
Again, the 2-wide twin stack on both sides. Shotgun formation, and Green wants to throw it again. But here comes the rush. Green gets around it, looking, throws, caught. Oh, no, incomplete, intended for Tran. But also coming in on the coverage was Tyrese Wolford.
Green's pass intended for number 1, Kai.
Now I'll bring up 3rd down. This Lockport offense, like we said, they've started to get some things going, but the passing game's still pretty inconsistent.
Third down.
As Green's hitting his guys in the hands, they're not perfect passes. That one, again, a little bit behind him. But, sometimes you need your receivers to make a play in order to get the offense going, and they just haven't gotten that.
But with a little over 57 seconds left in the half, 57-3, 42-0 in favor of Jamestown. Lockport at Jamestown's 48. This is going to be a 3rd down and 5. Tran set in motion. Trying to get something going. He takes the snap. Green wants to throw, but we got a whistle.
Timeout, Jamestown.
Jamestown will call a timeout. 55.9 left in the half. 42-0 in favor of Jamestown. And I'm wondering if that was just a formation that the defense was unfamiliar with, or if they wanted to give them a breather.
I really don't know what it was, and I can't help myself but laugh. 42-0 in the first half. What are you calling a timeout for? But hey, there's a reason I'm not coaching. So they're talking over whatever they're talking over. 3rd down coming up. I mean, they get this stop, and then they stop them on 4th down. I assume Jamestown kneels it out and takes this lead to halftime. But, I mean, this thing is slowed down to a crawl in the later stages of this second quarter. Norm, we were moving great before. Jamestown scoring quick. But between penalties and checking spots of the ball. I mean, this thing has really, really slowed down. The pace of this game is, like I said, it's slowed down a lot in the last few minutes here.
Again, it'll be 3rd down and 5 for Lockport. And Lockport going with the same offensive setup as they have the last few plays. They're doing the twin stack on both sides, 2 receivers. And Green takes a shotgun snap, wants to throw. He throws in the right side of the field. That's caught by Tran. That should be enough for a 1st down for Lockport. Looked like he got out around the 42. And it will be enough for a 1st down, and what was even better, he got out of bounds, stopped the clock.
Yeah, Lockport just trying to use every second that they can on this drive right now to get something before half.
And they're inching a little closer. They're at Jamestown's 42. And the Lions break the huddle. Once again, Green in the shotgun formation. This time 4 wides, trips to the right stack and 1 receiver to the left. And here's the deep snap, and Green wants to throw. He's going deep here, but double coverage and intercepted. And that's Sincere Green with the pick, and he will get knocked out of bounds at around the 35. Sincere Green, strong regular season, had 3 interceptions during it. And he picks up 1 here on senior night in the playoffs.
Yeah, we said Jason Green can sometime hang those balls in the air for just a little too long. Again, that just sits up there, gives the DB a time to adjust, and Sincere Green there able to pick it off. 3rd interception of the night for the Jamestown defense, and they get the ball back with 39 seconds till half. And as I said, I expect to see them just kneel this and take this lead to the locker room, but we'll see what happens. Langworthy has called some
very aggressive.
Yeah, I was going to say aggressive. I was trying to think of a word for it, but aggressive is a good word, and we'll see what they dial up here. Maybe, as I said, still trying to get 50 before the half.
From the tightness of the offense, it looks like this will just be a simple victory formation kneel down, and that's what it looks like it's going to be. And Drake's going to just kneel it down and let the clock run. Again, Jamestown 42 points in the first half. They're up 42-0 over Lockport. 28 points in the first half, or in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter. Ben Anderson's got 1 touchdown, and Butero's got 5 3 different ways. He has 3 rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 on a punt return. And with those kneel downs, that's how we're going to end the first half. Your score, Jamestown Red Raiders 42, Lockport Lions nothing. Lockport, you get the ball to start second half. You can start to pick apart the schematics of what went wrong, try to amend them, correct them, and try to get some points on the board and walk away with some confidence going into the next season. But right now we're at halftime. Again, Jamestown up 42-0 over the Lockport Lions right here at Strider Field on WNY Flex. But stick around. We will have a halftime show Going to be having a little nice conversation with Mr. Jeremy Becker. See you soon for the second half.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
When it's time to...
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to WNYImmediatecare.com for more information.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF and... Forget about it!
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
So back here at Strider Field, it's halftime between Jamestown and Lockport. And here I am, John Simon, with Jeremy Buckner giving Norm a little bit of a break during halftime. Jeremy, you were watching the game on your way here, sort of. Got here in the middle of the second quarter, but all-out domination for Jamestown so far.
Especially in that first quarter.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, 3 of them by Jalen Butera, 1 by Ben Anderson. I mean, Jalen Butera has been doing what Jalen Butera does all season long.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's just running rush. I mean, it's not just the running game, too. I mean, I said it earlier in the broadcast, Jalen Butera, one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to receive Conley Cup honors this year in Western New York. And you just saw it, tonight in the first half alone, not just in the running game. Yes, he's got 2 rushing touchdowns, but this kid does it in all the phases of the game. He's got 2 interceptions, a punt return score, a reception touchdown as well. And now, Jeremy, I mean, for all that he's done in this game, he gets to just relax and watch his team hopefully ride out the 42-0 lead in the third and fourth quarter.
It's crazy to hear that it's 42-0 at halftime because that's normally a final score.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's the early start of these playoffs. I mean, last night we saw Lancaster beat up on Hutch Tech. Tonight, Jamestown beating up on Lockport. And I think, that's sometimes some of the things that you'll see in these early matchups. I mean, yes, Lockport finished in the middle of the A North Division, but the A South, I mean, we talked about earlier, was just such a tougher league, I think, from top to bottom. 6 or 7 of the 9 teams from the South were probably good enough to make the playoffs. So I just think Lockport a little overwhelmed with their competition so far in this game. They just weren't able to get off to a good start, and Jamestown put them in a hole that was so deep early on that the Lions just can't dig themselves out of it.
Exactly, and what I've noticed being here and watching at home was that Jamestown was winning in the trenches. Tom Prince would like to say winning in the trenches, and as soon as the ball snapped, Jamestown's D-line is right past.
Yep.
And the Lockport QB, he doesn't have a chance to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he gets ready to throw the ball, there's 2 or 3 defenders right into his face.
Yeah, and, we just talk about the rest of the playoff action going on. Williamsville North and Orchard Park, the Quakers blowing out the Spartans right now on the road. That a rematch of the regular season finale. Will North bested Orchard Park, and that got them home field advantage tonight. The Quakers doing the bidding in that one. And some other scores. We got Grand Island Hamburg going on. We're trying to get an update on that. Sweet Home Frontier, Kenmore West and Will South is tomorrow afternoon. The winner of that game will take on presumably Jamestown, assuming this result holds next weekend at Strider Field. So we'll get more scores in for you guys as well. We're going to take another quick break, about 6 minutes to go until the third quarter. Actually, about 9 minutes. I forgot we got that extra 3 as well. So we'll be back. We'll get some more from Jeremy and Norm, and then those two will take over the call in the second half for you guys in just a bit. So stay tuned for Western New York Athletics. Second half coming up between Jamestown and Lockport right here.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When you're ready to buy a home, start your search at howardhanna.com. You'll be the first to see new listings, find similar properties, and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Does he do car? Forget about it. How about home? Forget about it. Does he get good rates? Forget about it. And you're saying there's no problem too big for this guy? Forget about it. Paul, this is Johnny, the guy we've been talking about. Johnny, Paul Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Not a problem. It's Paul, not Mr. Wolf.
Oh, sorry, Paul.
Johnny, forget about it. For all your insurance needs, call 835-WOLF and...
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you. Western New York Immediate Care provides quick, quality care for non-emergent injuries and illnesses. Go to wnyImmediatecare.com for more information.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, large or small, call 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab right away. If you are in pain or just sore, don't take chances. Call RES today and take advantage of their 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. With no copays, RES will help navigate the confusing world of no-fault insurance with you, so you can concentrate on getting better. 681-4088. RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. The most important call you can make after an auto accident.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
And we're momentarily about to start the second half here, but right now it's been all Jamestown Red Raiders in this Section 6 Class A finals matchup here between the Jamestown Red Raiders and the Lockport Lions. Jamestown up 42-0. 5 touchdowns by Jalen Butera, 3 rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 on a punt return. And Ben Anderson had the other touchdown for Jamestown on a 59-yard run. And every time when Lockport seems like they're starting to get the ball downfield, it's either a turnover, some penalties, or just defensive strength by Jamestown. But again, Norm Rodriguez this time here with Jeremy Becker. So, Jeremy, how are you doing as we have already hit nightfall here in Jamestown?
I'm a lot better than I'm here. I'm happy to be here, Norm, so I'm good.
Well, it's always great to be here, and whether it's football, basketball, anything, as long as you're wearing a headset and making some money doing what you enjoy, can't complain, don't want it any other way. But point simple, if you're Lockport, just get some points on the board and just finish the game off on a positive note that you can keep your head up on.
Exactly. And Jamestown, if you're Jamestown, you might want to get some looks with your second string, as you already started to do. As we saw, Butera has already got an arrest midway through the second quarter.
Yep.
He had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, or 4 touchdowns in the first half, I believe. 1 punt return, 2 interceptions, and then 2 rushing and 1 receiving.
Yeah, he's been, like he has been all year, carrying the load on his shoulders. But before we start the second half, actually, this is a bit of a surprise here because this is Hamburg taking on Grand Island in a respective playoff match. Midway through the third quarter, the score is still 0-0.
I mean, Hamburg has such a good team, and they're kind of overlooked. We just got an update from West Seneca East as the Trojans are up 17-6 over Maryvale.
Wow.
And DePue is currently leading Southwestern in Class C action, 21-13. Southwestern has the ball. Now, Southwestern, we covered them. They've been kind of having like a 50-50 season, kind of like Lockport has.
Yeah, and the 3 losses by Southwestern during the regular season came down to 2-point conversions, combined total of 4 points. And we were there the last 2 weeks at Charles A. Lawson Field because one of the games for Jamestown we were supposed to be here that resulted in a forfeit due to injuries and lack of available players, respectively. And then they were in Amherst on the road on a Thursday, so we went back to Southwestern for them to take on the Golden Cougars of Falconer, Cassadaga, and Maple Grove. And the other game was the Allegheny Limestone Gators. And Southwestern, they looked more like themselves in the later part of the regular season. And if you're the Depew Wildcats, keep your foot on the gas because Southwestern is aggressive.
Exactly. And those teams are not bad. You just named them. Allegheny Limestone having a little off year, a little lower in Class C. But a surprise team in Falconer, Cassadaga, Maple Grove, finishing a respective
4-4.
4-4.
Best season they've had in over a decade, according to one of our outside guys that's an alum of Falconer.
Exactly. And they will be playing Cleveland Hill in a different tournament, Norm. So Cleveland Hill versus Falconer, Cassadaga, Maple Grove.
And it looks like we're about to start the second half here. And again, 42-0 to score. We're going to take a quick commercial break as we will about to.
I have a score update from Orchard Park, or from Williamsville North. Well, Orchard Park leads Will North 38-0 after Gosella to Manasbelli for 28 yards. Macabelli. So, just Orchard Park just rolling over Williamsville North. And Williamsville North won the game that gave them home field advantage over Orchard Park.
And again, Orchard Park, strong team with Gosella quarterback. We saw him here in the opening game of the season at Strider Field. He threw for more than 300 yards on Jamestown's tough defense. And from what we're seeing, both teams are about to get out onto the field for the kickoff unit to begin half number 2. We were about to go into commercial break, but with just the rapidness of everything going on the field, we're just going to keep the ball rolling and let this second half commence.
Yep, Lockport will receive, so that's good news for Lockport. They could start the second half on a good note.
And if they can give Green sufficient protection, no reason why he can't get some throws off. Because with all the rush, they've been settling for wheel routes, screen passes, and that's it.
Exactly, and I mean, as soon as Green almost gets set, Norm, he has 2 or 3 Red Raiders right into his face. And that cost a couple turnovers. As we saw 2 interceptions by Jalen Butera, I believe 1 or 2 interceptions by Sincere Green tonight.
Well, Butera's got 2 and Green's got 1. and one of them was not by Green. That one of them also went to a Shafford on a trick play, which was a wide receiver pass attempt, but got hit as he threw it. Butera caught the pop fly. But Lions out there looking to get something going in the second half. They had a lot of trouble with fielding the kickoff in the first quarter. They had a couple near turnovers, and they also had one during it as well. But Shea Williams, the deep man for the Lockport Lions, he'll be standing at around the 20-yard line, and Bain, who's been kicking some bouncy squibbers throughout the night.
Well, also the turf is kind of wet, Norm, so that could play a factor into it. So it's a little more bouncy. And it also makes the ball really slippery, especially on the kickoff. So that could explain why there was a couple of muffs by Lockport.
Yeah, Jamestown had a minor one, too, on their only return, but it turned into a nice return for Sincere Green. But here comes a nice kick. Bounces to the 10, to the 5, and just out of bounds. Nearly went over the pylon for a touchback, but that'll be the second kick out of bounds for Bain, and 1st and 10 to 35 for Lockport.
That's unfortunate because that was actually a good punt. If we had a couple of Jamestown defenders rush to get it out, they could have pinned them inside the 5-yard line. But it's going to be 1st and 10 at 35 for Lockport. Green in the huddle. And if you're Lockport again, you got to put better protection in front of Green.
Right now, they've just been blown up. But if you're Jamestown, I would say slightly keep your foot on the gas for at least this quarter.
Yeah, quarter and a half. You saw what happened against Williamsville South when you let up the gas.
But right now, Lockport going with what they were near the end of the first half. They've got a 2-wide twin stack on both sides. Here's a snap. And this is a sideline pass over to Went on the screen. And he'll get to about the 39-yard line. Again, Went had a strong regular season, one of the favorite targets for Green. 40 catches, more than 600 yards receiving, and he had 9 touchdown catches.
Very impressive, very impressive. Great year for him.
And a lot of throwing for Lockport. John and I actually talked about this before you came back from your other job commitment, and they throw it nearly 30 times a game.
Oh, wow. That is quite a bit for high school.
And starting to get a sprinkling of rain here again. It was pouring down hard prior to the start of the game, but there's no thunder, there's no lightning, so it'll be in play as they'll go empty backfield, a trips right and a man in motion, and it's a toss pass over to Williams. And running backwards on the play, Farmer with the tackle. The way that Williams was running, it looked like he wanted to throw a pass, but had no time, gets stopped back at around the 28-yard line. That's an 11-yard loss, and if that was a pass attempt, he would have been better off throwing that away.
Yeah. Better throw away than lose the yards. But
it was that little toss pass over to Williams, and I wasn't sure if he was trying to throw it because it may have been backward or if he was just trying to find some space, but it's one of those runs where a running back who is a speed demon likes to run backwards to tire out the defense and go forwards, but that didn't work. So it's going to be a 3rd and 17 at the 28. That was an 11-yard loss on the play, and Green wants to throw. Looking. He goes outside the pocket, still looking. He'll just take off and run with it, and he'll get to about the 31, 32-yard line from being escorted out of bounds. The clock will continue running, and it's going to be 3 and out to start it off for Lockport.
Exactly, and I believe the officials are going to be doing a running clock in this half already, Norm, because he was out of bounds. That normally would stop a clock. So, running clock, 4th and 11.
So that was a gain of 6 on the run, and looks like the Lions are going to go for it here. When they were in a formation like this, when he tried punting the first time, it was just blocked. He had no chance of getting any yardage on it, but it looks like they're going to go for it here. 3 wides. Shotgun formation. Jamestown showing the rush. Green looking. Throws. Incomplete. That was intended for number 8, Matthew Schaffer, and turnover on downs, and Jamestown will get the ball. And you were right, Jeremy. This is going to be a running clock here with the score of 42-0.
So another note is Green, when he gets set, Green's also rushing his throws. But that's because he doesn't have that much protection. You have 2 edge rushers coming off the edge and in your face in a matter of 2 seconds. So every time Green has a little bit of time, he's rushing his throws so he could avoid being hit. Sometimes it's better to take the hit to make the play.
You have to endure things like that. It's not avoidable. But right now we're going to see Drake still in a quarterback, but the running back is going to be Radon Wright, the man from Hamburg who converted that 4th and 42 run a few weeks back. But right now they're going to go in their pistol formation. They got 2 wides to the right, 1 receiver to the left, and Radon Wright, the single back, and O'Brien in as an extra blocker, and he's a give to right, and he finds some room to the 25 to the 20. Could he go all the way to start the second half? Not quite. He's going to be escorted out inside the 10. That flag, I believe, will be a face mask on Lockport. That was a high tug there by a Lockport defender. I do believe that'll be a face mask, and inside the 20, if that's called, half the distance to the goal. No, they're calling on Jamestown. Wow. From that high tackle, it looked like a face mask on Lockport, but it is what it is. The refs have the better view, but we've got the best spot in the house.
Exactly. It'll be holding against Jamestown.
Again, it's a spot foul plus the amount of penalty yards.
So that's going to bring it back to be about a 3rd and 3 or 2. 3rd and, or 1.
It's an 8-yard gain after the penalty. So first down and 2 yards.
I mean, you could do an outside pitch. You could do a simple draw. You go to the air.
They haven't done one pitch play all night, surprisingly. Sometimes they do that with Butera, but again, he is being rested up for the time being.
Yep, Butera's still on the sideline without a helmet.
And there is a whistle. There is a official timeout. I wonder what's going on. Somebody, from what we're hearing, it seems like a fan is yelling some not appropriate stuff, but thankfully we're not hearing it on the audio, so nothing to worry about. But it looks like security is going to escort one of the fans out. As the referee says, keep the clock running.
You know, as a producer, normally for these broadcasts, running clock makes everything so much easier.
And quicker, too.
Exactly.
But pistol formation, here's the give on the delay to Radon Wright. He'll get it to the 25, so he'll get 1 yard on it, so 2nd and a yard. Now we're starting to hear it on the opposite end, too. Sometimes in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, but you really got to control your emotions.
Well, it's going to be a 3-wide set here for Jamestown. O'Brien in as a fullback and Radon Wright the single back. Here's the give to Wright on the dive, and he's stopped behind the line. He's going to lose a yard.
Good job there by the Lockport defense to get past their assignments and really trip up Radon. As soon as he got the ball, he was tackled.
I think for this play, it wouldn't hurt to keep Drake's arm loose. Maybe a play-action fake.
Maybe. It's 3rd down and 2. You're in Lockport territory. Ball's on the 26. Yeah. Play-action fake. Maybe a short screen.
I've done the Tony Romo correctly a couple times.
You have done the Tony Romo correctly a couple times. But it also could be a pass into the flat, a post route.
It could be anything.
It could be. Or it could just be a simple run and we're overthinking it.
Lockport, though, showing the blitz. And here comes a snap, and this will be another give to Wright. And again, he got stuffed. Short of the first down, he'll get to the 25. So from 1st and 2 to a 4th and 1. Call that a nice defensive stand.
Exactly, and that's something for Lockport you can feel good about. Because then you stop this high-dynamic Jamestown defense. Because even Jamestown's second string is a really good team.
They are, and some people question how the second-string teams or whatnot, when it comes to big deficits, why are they scoring 2? On their defense, it's your responsibility to stop us. That's the main answer. But here comes a pitch on a 4th and a yard, and this time Wright will get it. Gets inside the 20, gets knocked down at around the 15, so that time got a little bit of space and took advantage of it.
Yep. Just a nice simple pitch off to the edge, run to the outside, and first down Jamestown. Now, another thing is you're on the second string. Some of these players are seniors, Norm. You're going to try to battle for your spot next season if you're coming back.
So a lot of them are juniors about to be seniors.
Could be, possibly, or could be sophomores becoming juniors. You know, you're going to fight to earn your spot next season.
Yes, and Drake is one of those guys that's a junior. And another one that's valuable, Kyle Melendez. He's another guy that's just a junior, as tackled at about the 19-yard line is Radon Wright. Or excuse me, on the 14-yard line.
And the rain is starting to pick up a little bit more here at Strider Field.
Very quick third quarter here with this running clock. 42-0 still the score. Jamestown in that semi-hurry up. So Jamestown taking their time. They do not need to rush. They're going to go with 3 wides. Here's a snap, and it's going to be a pitch to Wright. Wright will get taken out of bounds at around the 12. I'm wondering if that alarm we're hearing is that play clock.
Yeah, that's a megaphone, Norm. And we would also hear it for Jamestown High School soccer games a lot. So
yes, we were.
That is something common with the Jamestown High School soccer team. Speaking of soccer, tomorrow we'll be in Dunkirk covering Wilson and Frewsburg. Alex Colsey, Norm Rodriguez on the call. I'll be on the board. And then tomorrow night we have football action, Norm.
Akron, Fredonia. Fredonia undefeated on the regular season. Their two-headed monster, Nick Whitfield and Matthew Lauder, as Wright gets another carry, and he'll get to about the 8 to maybe the 7-yard line.
Going to be about 4th and 1. I believe that was a gain of 8 on the play. Again, for Radon, this is good because then it's giving him reps and making him more comfortable with this offense.
This will be a 4th down and 2 at the 7. 3 minutes left in quarter number 3. 42-0 still the score. And Jamestown, again, just taking their time. It's going to be a 4th down and 2 at the 7-yard line. And they're going to go in the pistol as they do throughout the season. It's another give to Wright. And I'm not sure from the spot. I thought he got down with the 4. That should be enough for a first down. It will be. From the spot, that is enough for a first down. Needed 2, got 3. And 1st and goal for Jamestown. So they got a shot to add another touchdown before the end of the third quarter. And again, from the Hamburg game, that is still scoreless as the third quarter has ended. But a blocked field goal. Hamburg blocked a field goal attempt by Grand Island. They took it to the 10-yard line as a touchdown will be scored here by Radon Wright. So 48-0 now the score with the clock still running. $1:53 left in the third quarter and counting. So Hamburg, they've got a shot to put the first points on the board for that game, respectively. They block a field goal by Grand Island, take it to their 10-yard line on the return, and they're going to start the fourth quarter in the red zone.
Ooh, that's a nice return. Also, next week we'll probably be, from the outcome of this game, we'll be here. Jamestown will either be playing Will South or Kenmore West.
Both should be interesting games. Williamsville South, Jamestown nearly blew a huge lead against them, but they're going to go for 2 here. They want 50 points, and that one's incomplete. That was intended for Sean O'Brien. 48-0 with about a minute and a half and counting left in the third quarter. I believe Jamestown wanted that 50 spot.
I think they wanted the 50 spot.
Well, they still have time to do that if they choose to.
Yeah.
They did it last week against Amherst. And the clock will still continue to run as Bain will prepare to kick it off for Jamestown. And Shea Williams has been the deep man for Lockport on the returns. So finally a touchdown in the Hamburg Grand Island game. A 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. A 1-yard touchdown run by Devin Collins. 7-0 lead for Hamburg. And we saw some of him a couple weeks ago when Jamestown played them. The defense did a great job on Collins, but he did also get their only touchdown of that game. 80-yard kickoff return.
I was about to say that was a kickoff return, and that was the only. And we got more updates. 30-0 Medina.
Wow.
And then Williamsville or West Seneca West or East 25-6 over Maryville. Derek Ham takes it to the house, and then they converted the 2-point conversion. And then let me get an update from Depew here really quickly. So
last we saw,
while the kickoff goes off, Norm.
And so Bain's going to go total leather. Last we saw for the Depew game, they were up 21-13 over Southwestern, but we'll have an update for you on that shortly.
It's 26-21 Southwestern.
13 unanswered points for the Trojans as Bain kicks it off. And here's another beautiful kick. This time it's going to go out of the end zone. Oh, no, it's going to get fielded. This has to be returned. Going to the 5 and met up at around the 7-8 yard line. That was number 28, Nasir Fontaine on the return. You're better off just letting that go in the end zone. I don't know what was going on there. He could have let it go in for a touchback.
Yep, and we're going to talk more about this after the break. So you've been watching live from Strider Field, Jamestown versus Lockport. Jamestown up 48-0. We'll be
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
I love being home.
And we're about to start the fourth quarter here, and as the third quarter was ending, there was a chance for the Lockport Lions to get a touchback on Bain's kickoff, but Nasir Fontaine picked it up at the 1 and only got stopped to about the 8 yard line as a screen pass is thrown that's complete. That's to Went to the 40, stiff arms another man, and he gets tackled down at around the 43 yard line. That's the best play of the game for Lockport by far. That's about a 35 yard pass completion from Green to Went.
And that's exactly what Lockport needed to do. Get some momentum, boost their confidence going into the offseason. What a nice screen pass there to Went from Green. And now they're on the 44-yard line. Much better position than your own 8.
And here's a snap, and it's going to be a screen pass to Went. Picks up a block. 45, crosses midfield, and he'll get the first down. Rumbling to the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 15. 2 plays for Lockport, 2 first downs on this drive. And churning those legs, getting the first down and some extra yardage, and Lockport going without a huddle here. And right now, the 2 plays, the strongest ones we've seen from Lockport tonight is Green will stick in the pistol formation with 2 wides. Here's a snap, and it's going to be a little screen to Went again. This time, they're going to stop him, and he's going to lose a yard.
Looks like his forward progress is actually going to be at the line of scrimmage. But you can't always run the same play 3 times. Even though if it's successful, eventually the defense is going to pick it right up, and that's exactly what Jamestown did.
And that will result in no gain. 2nd down and 10 for the Lions. And the clock's still running. 10-12 left in the game. 48-0 in favor of Jamestown. And the Lions break the huddle, and we'll see what they're doing here. They're going to go in a trip stack, 1 receiver to the left. And here's a snap. Green wants to throw, looking, under pressure, gets away from it. He's got some room to run. He's going to take it, gets to the 40, to the 35, around the 33-yard line approximately where he went out of bounds. So that'll make it a 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd and manageable. You're deeper inside Jamestown territory. Again, this is the strongest drive arguably for Lockport all game.
And the goal for them should be get one on the board.
Exactly. You do not want to get shut out on your last game of your season. As we are little under 9.5 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter.
3rd down 3 at the 34-yard line, and it's going to be a screen pass to Tran. He finds some gaps, gets to the 30, picks up the first down and more to the 25, knocked down around the 21, so 13-yard gain, move the chains, first down.
Number 1, Kai Tran. Play results in Alliance first down.
Does Lockport look a little bit more comfortable in this series, Norm?
They do, but it's going to be the saying too little, too late.
Exactly.
So 1st down and 10 at the 21-yard line of Jamestown. This is the closest they have gotten to the end zone all game long, and here comes another screen to Went. 4th catch of the drive, crosses the red zone, gets tackled at around the 15-yard line.
Went is really doing a good job right here picking up these screen passes because those passes are actually kind of low, Norm. I know
They
it's
are.
a little wet out there. It's raining. The ball's a little slippery, but give Trent a lot of credit for getting low and actually getting the ball and then making some positive yardage.
So that was a gain of 3 on that pass completion. It'll make it a 2nd down 7 at the 18-yard line for Lockport. They're going to go in a shotgun formation. Takes a snap. Green shoots at center of the field. Deflected, incomplete, and nearly the 4th interception by Jamestown tonight. And the center of the field, like we talked about earlier in the game, when you run to the center of the field, that is highway traffic.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a 3rd down 7 at the 18-yard line for Lockport. Shotgun formation, empty backfield, 2 wides to the left, a trips to the right, and Green looking to throw for it. Here comes the blitz. He gets away, finds some room to run, gets to the 15, to the 10, makes a man miss to the 5, and he's going to do it. He gets into the end zone, and Lockport gets one on the board. They avoid the shutout, and Green, what he's been doing all night, just avoiding the rush, but this time he finds positive yardage, makes a couple defenders miss. That run, it was like he really wanted to get his team on the board.
Exactly, and that was a good run there by Green. Pocket collapsing in on him, sees a gap, wide open, knows that all his options are covered, and runs into the end zone, cuts to the outside, and let's see with the result of the extra point running clock here, 6:50 left in the 4th.
I think, though, they might go for 2 here, and that would not hurt, and it looks like they're going to. 48-6 with 6:41 left in the game. And they're going to go on a trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Green with that touchdown run wants to go for 2. Looking, lobs it to the end zone, and that's caught by Went. 2-point conversion is good. 48-8, 6:25 left and counting, and they do get on the board. They avoid the shutout. That was their best drive of the game by far. And the question is, where was this earlier in the game?
I really don't know if it's just because Jamestown has that high dynamic offense or if Lockport had, they always talk about game 1 jitters. But in football, it's one and done. You can't afford to have these jitters.
In the playoffs, your record is 0-0.
Exactly. But, man, Green to Wentz was a strong connection on that drive, Norm.
Yes, it was. And the clock's still running, 48-8 the score. And in a rarity here tonight, Jamestown's kick return team will be on, and the deep men will be Freeney and Green. So it seems like Butera is just getting the rest of the night off.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if more second-string team members are going to be on the
yeah.
And it looks like
we may see Colin Melendez come in at quarterback. He is the backup.
We might.
Or no, I beg your pardon. I just saw him. He's on the field in crutches, so it looks like it'll be Boron taking the snaps. He is practicing with a center on the sidelines. But if you're Lockport, though, if you want to keep building up your momentum a little bit, you're already down 40 points. Game's over. Try the onside kick.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to do the Pat McAfee recover your own onside kick.
Not quite, because there's a lot of a tighter window here than he had. And they will onside it, and that gets fallen on by a Jamestown up man.
For the brand.
So it looks like Boron's going to come in at quarterback. Melendez was injured on a reception earlier in the game, so he will not be out there. He's actually on crutches right now. But
you don't like to see that.
But as always, it could be a lot worse. And this is the right decision. You don't want Drake to possibly get hurt, nor Butera.
Exactly. This is exactly against the team they're going to possibly face next week. And then they will not find out who they play till tomorrow night. Because tomorrow, at the end of the third quarter, it is Orchard Park 38, Williamsville North. But again, tomorrow it will be Williamsville South Billies versus the Kenmore West Blue Devils.
And that's Frank's alma mater, I believe, too.
Yes, Kenmore West.
So Boron's going to take the snap, and a bit of an errant exchange there, but Wright able to field the ball and gets it to midfield.
You want to know a fun fact? Boron's my neighbor.
Right on the carry.
Okay, that's a bit of a Alfred Hitchcock psycho moment there from what you told me.
My apologies, folks. Anyways, it is 2nd and 7. I feel like it should
Yeah. I thought he got tackled at midfield, but it may have been where he was down at.
Yep.
But they're still at their own 49-yard line. They're still in good field position. And once again, it's Michael Boron taking the snaps. He is also listed as a wide receiver and a defensive back. But here's a snap. Oh, high snap. Ball loose. It's still rolling around. And still rolling and still loose. And Lockport recovers it. That ball rolled a good 25, 30 yards, and the Lions were finally able to get on it. And the rule of thumb is if you don't get a clean grip of the ball in the fumble, just fall on it.
Yes, but
because they nearly forfeited a turnover.
But is the ref in front of a flag? Maybe
I didn't see a flag at all, but clearly Lockport got the ball, and they're going to be in the red zone. It got recovered at around the 15-yard line. It's going to be an illegal kicking of the ball. So when the ball's loose, you're not allowed to bat it or kick it forward.
Right.
And that was what happened on that play. Probably to give Lockport an advantage to try and pick it up for a scoop and score, but again, slick ball, slick turf, and you might as well cue the theme for Rollin', Rawhide or something like that. But
keep rolling.
Nope.
Yep. Sorry, Norm. You're
rolling.
This is why I'm not on call tomorrow.
But it's going to be a 1st down and 10 for Lockport. We'll have to see where the spot is because that ball was loose and bouncing around almost like the holy roller of the 70s, the Chargers and the Raiders rolled into the end zone and got fallen on. Again, that's the rule of thumb. If you think you're not able to pick it up and run for the scoop and score, just fall on it.
Right. And
it's that simple.
I think Boren tried to fall on it, and he just couldn't. It was, again, maybe it was more slippery out there because the rain is picking up, and you could see it coming down. No. Right. So it's going to bring the ball back a little bit.
Yes, and as mentioned, you're not allowed to bat it forward or kick it forward.
I was going to bring it back to the 49-yard line of Lockport. So they're going to say it was kicked.
Wow, this is still going to be Jamestown ball. I thought Lockport fell on that, but it's going to stay Jamestown ball. It'll be 2nd down 10 at the 49-yard line. It's going to be give the radon right to the 45, and that looked like that may have been a face mask, but no flag on the play. The tackle there by number 12, Cole Smith.
Right on the carry.
Yep. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 9. From my indication.
It's going to result in a 1st down for Jamestown.
My apologies. Saw the official just short of the yard marker. That's why I said that. But, the refs have a much better view than we do because they're on the field.
So Boren again taking the snaps, and this one will be a handoff to Ben Anderson. He hasn't seen a lot of carries tonight as he's brought down way back. It's going to be a loss of yardage on the play. And from looking at Boron this season, hasn't seen a lot of offensive action. He's been more used on the defensive side. He does have 27 yards on 5 receptions, and he also has 25 tackles on the season too.
Yeah. So he doesn't have an interception though tonight.
And they're just letting the clock keep going. 1:50 left in the game. They're now in Lockport territory, and this will be another give to Wright. Wright picks up some blockers. This is the 40 and nearly broke that one, but gets tackled at around the 37.
Talk about a shoestring tackle right there, Norm. Because if he got past that secondary, he was gone. We know he could run the ball.
Yes.
We keep mentioning the play, but it was so good. The 4th and 42 run.
Yes, and Wright hasn't seen a lot of action, but from what we've seen of him when he does make the most of his opportunities. And I do believe he's only a sophomore or a junior.
Exactly, and Jalen Butera is a senior.
And so is Ben Anderson.
And so is Ben Anderson, so that leaves that RB1 slot wide open there for Radon. And he's making it known as, I believe that's Wright taking it to the outside.
Yes, it is.
Gets just enough for the Jamestown 1st down.
Right
Gain about 7.
Yeah, and from looking at it, Wright only had 18 carries, but he rushed for 202 yards and 1 score.
Wow.
Longest run was a 53-yarder.
Was that before tonight's touchdown?
Oh, well, this is playoffs now, so it's not going to carry over.
Regular season.
Yes, this was regular season numbers. And from looking at it, Wright is a junior. So he does that, or with this performance, this gives him a chance to possibly get even more time next year. And this looks like it's Anderson on the give. And no, this is a lineman, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. From looking at it, that looked like it was Jordan Howie, number 62 on the carry. There's going to be a conduct penalty. There's going to be a conduct penalty on that for all the players running the sideline, but that was a give to a lineman, Jordan Howie. It looked like it was Ben Anderson because it looked like number 22 on the jersey. Sometimes dark jersey color and dark numbers, hardest to read, but rumbled into the end zone.
So Jamestown's going to put up the 50 spot, I believe, because I believe that was going to be a dead ball foul after the play.
But I do know in college ball, if you commit it before you go in the end zone, it's at the spot where you committed it. Is that going to be the case?
That could be the case.
We'll just have to wait and see what it is.
That happened recently, actually, in Alabama. They're just going to call the game.
So the touchdown will count, and that's how we end the game here at Jamestown. So pretty entertaining. So final score, Jamestown 54 and Lockport 8. Jamestown will move on. If you want to be technical, 9-0 on the season so far. Yep. And just overall domination by Jamestown. Flawless performance. They pretty much did nothing wrong.
Exactly. And Lockport, they started to come out alive, but too little, too late. Jamestown was able just to keep their foot on the gas. The running clock helped out a lot. But you got to congratulate Lockport on a great season.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You did the best you could under the circumstances, but Green just not get sufficient time. He didn't get it a lot when he went off the throw, doing the 5-step, 7-step drops. And Jarrell Farmer, Ben Anderson, and the defensive line, they were ready for it each and every play. But, again, Jalen Butera, another monster night. 5 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 1 receiving, 1 on a punt return. But, once again, final score, your Jamestown Red Raiders 54, Lockport Lions 8. This crew will be back tomorrow night, but we'll be at Dunkirk for Akron's matchup versus the Fredonia Hillbillies for football, along with some soccer action. But until then, on behalf of WNY Athletics and from the 300 Level Media Company, along with Jeremy Becker, John Simon, and Alex Colsty, I'm Norm Rodriguez saying you've been watching this Section 6 Class C matchup between the Jamestown Red Raiders and the Lockport Lions right here on WNY Athletics. Until next time.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com. Ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Avoiding care can lead to worse problems. Don't delay care. We're here for you.